welcome back for another video with me. I hope you're all doing well with the lockdown at the moment. I thought I'd do another inside type of video as you can't go out at the moment and there's a lot going on at the moment with restrictions and things. So I thought I'd just do this video quite simple and quite easy for my Sunday upload. As like I said in previous videos, I'm trying to get into it more and get back into my routine so everyone knows when I'm uploading videos and what exactly I'm up to, and just to get back into the swing of it really. New year, new start type of thing. So today I'm going to do my coffee table and finish that off. To be honest, I've not done a lot. I've only done the base, as you saw on my Instagram, as I've been waiting for my new runners. These are my new runners now, which have come, and the other ones were this length, which I think they were for a chest of drawers, I'm presuming. The seller actually didn't say anything, he just was more worried about replacing them for the right ones. But the other ones were this long, and I'm presuming they were for a matching set, which was probably a chest of drawers or something, which was wider, as this was too long for my little drawers. But before I do that, I'm just going to show you my living room as it is at the moment, because I will later on in the year do a massive review of my living room and show you how that's coming along, because I'm nearly there now. I'm probably about 60% the way I want it. There's a few more bits and pieces to sell and get rid of, and the photos as well. I want a few photos up and prints, which I will be looking into that as well. As you can see, this is my carpet here. It's quite soft and it is white with bits of grey in. On the back it's got these rubber bits here so it doesn't slide on your hard floor. It's a bit thinner actually than what I was expecting, but what's good about it is you can just roll it up and put it in your washing machine. I think you can wash it anyway, whereas if it's too thick and heavy then you can't really do that. But it's just like it's the same material as this really. This is my blanket and it's double layered, but it's got these furry bits in it, and I'll just show you down here. You see, it's just the same kind of fibres, and I normally just mix them up and that to do it, but it's nice and easy to clean as well. Like I say, because if it's too thick then you get a load of dirt in it and you have to beat it once a year to get all the dirt out. But I just normally rough it up a little bit to get the fluffiness of it back up. And sometimes you can give it a shake as well, so see like over here where it's grey, it's sticking up, whereas over here it just moves and you have to like lift it up, and that I might give it a little shake a bit later so it's doesn't look flat in parts and it's a bit of a mix. But it's settled down quite well, because at first it was moving a little bit at the top, it felt like you were sliding. But other than that I'm quite happy with it, and like I say, it's easy to wash. Over here with the coffee table, just a quick update before I put you all on time lapse to get on with it. This is the base, and these are where the drawers are going in these gaps. 2 in this side, 2 in the other side. And these are the drawers I did construct before it all ground to a halt, and they're little bits and pieces that I've got to finish off. This is a fancy coffee table. There is a special element in it which you will see if you stay watching to the end. It is quite fancy and I do like it, but that will be the very last thing going on it. So with that I'm going to put you guys on time lapse and I'm going to lay this base out and get on with finishing it. I'm just going to start this video by putting my new runners on, which are now the right length, on upside down, as this is what it tells you to do in the instructions. I did actually get these the wrong way around, as the unit was upside down. So some people might want to do it upside down, some people might want to do it the right way up. I'm quite a visual person, so I did flip this round a bit later on to have it the way I would be looking at it. So I've got all my bits and pieces the right way up, and I found it much easier than just leaving it upside down. Here I'm just starting to put the runners on the drawer. I'm just selecting here the right length of screws. As I said, the instructions aren't that great, to be honest, as it's from China. So the images are quite poor, and you really have to look at what screws you are going to use. These ones are the small ones for the drawer to put the bottom runner on. The longer ones are for later, for the top and the bottom bits, for extra security, so you don't have a top falling off your coffee table or the bottom. So I would advise as well, when doing anything like this, to check carefully that you're using the right nuts, bolts or screws, as you will normally get more than one range in the pack. I'm just screwing them on now here, and I had to have them a certain way. The wheels should always face towards you, towards the back of the drawer, I found, as sometimes it can look like they don't fit, but they all do fit normally as well. Originally, the runners on the inside of the unit I had the wrong way around. As I said, the instructions weren't that clear, and I couldn't see clearly if the wheels were at the top or the bottom. I've edited that out in this video for quickness, as it was 70 minutes without any editing, and I didn't think you guys wanted to see me put a load of runners on the drawer, mess up, and then spend another 30 minutes taking them all off. So I just wanted to tell you guys that bit, as I'm always open and honest with my followers. After that's done, I've started to measure up the drawer to see how it will go. Now this is still the upside down way, but once it's done, it'll be fine. I'm just checking the instructions once again here, as like I said, they're not very clear, so I also advise to keep checking your instructions and that you are following things, because there's nothing worse than spending 20-30 minutes putting things together and then having to take them apart. As you can see here, I've started to take them apart because of the wrong way. I did leave a bit of this in to show you guys, so you can learn from my lessons. And here I am, just swapping the runners from side to side over, as they will then be able to point the right way. With these, the wheel needed to go on the bottom, not the top, as I was forgetting at this time that my unit was still upside down, and it wasn't the way I was going to leave it this way. The white bars go along the top, not the bottom. So that can be quite confusing when you're working on a project upside down. After messing around for another 30 minutes, changing all the runners over to the correct direction and the right way up, I then decided to carry on with my drawers. I did quite enjoy this part, to be honest with you. A little tip as well would be to put some music on. I didn't put any music on, as I was filming this for you guys, and I didn't want to have any accidents with copyright music accidentally being left into the video. So I thought I'd just do it quietly with no music, and I started to put the runners on and put them on with the wheel at the back, as this is the best way to do it. As if your runner is at the front, like I just showed you there, it doesn't really fit on, and you won't be able to connect the runner on the bottom of the drawer to the runners inside the unit. and it's not going to fit, things are going to get chipped and it's going to get damaged, so it's not really worth doing that. I did buy the more expensive unit here, which was about £100, which I thought was quite good for a coffee table, because I know now you can pay up to £350 for a coffee table, and it's not very special, to be honest. I paid a little bit more as well to have the LED strip lights that plug in, because I couldn't be bothered to have the ones with the battery. And I did find it quite good that the drawers and the top of the coffee table, the gloss side, has plastic on. I have left the plastic on mine, so it will last longer and won't get scratched as easy. I probably will take it off maybe near spring, summertime, as when my lounge is baking hot, I don't want all the plastic melting on it. So I'll probably take that off nearer then. This did take quite a bit of time, as you can obviously see in this video, to actually fit all the runners on all the corresponding drawers. As you can see there, I'm just looking at the time, because I did do this late on one evening and I wanted to see how what time it was, as it's taking a bit of a while and I wanted to go and have a bath at this point. Anyone who knows me and has watched my self-care videos will know that I enjoy having a bath and relaxing. I'm just looking at the instructions now as I move on to the next bit, and I'm just going to pull it to one side while I focus on the top or the bottom. I can't remember which one this was. Thinking this was the bottom piece, as it wasn't so nice and shiny on the top, and the gloss pieces obviously were on for the top and the sides, and this one was just like painted chipboard. So I'm sure this was the bottom base which held the whole unit up. I'm just screwing in these bolts with the plastic bits, and I don't know what they call these. They're like little grommet things, to lock in the main base that I've got to the right of me here, so it all screws together quite securely, and it's got them little locking nuts that lock into these. I'm just making sure as I go along as well I put them in the right holes, because as you can see here there's two holes. One's for the dowling rods that go in, and then one's for the screws. I'm just screwing these into the plastic holes, not the holes that are wooden. It's like a little plastic grommet thing that these screw into. They don't just screw into the board, which I thought was quite good. Some of these could have been screwed a bit further in, but I didn't want to over tighten them. So I'm just moving on now to measuring it up to see which way it goes, to put it on the top. I'm just putting the unit next to it to measure it up and to see how it will go, so it can be fitted together. I'm just checking the instructions again now to see what the next stage is, because one of them will have, I didn't know if it's the bottom or the top which has to go on first. I suppose it doesn't matter which way you do it really, but I like to try and follow the instructions as a rough guide. That way it stops all your product that you've bought, in this case my coffee table, getting damaged from locking things in and taking them out again and trying to undo them. Because some of these things you've got to remember are made to last, these coffee tables, and they're not really designed to keep doing them up and taking them out and messing around with them really. I've speeded this bit up so it makes it more interesting and it isn't so boring for you guys. But the next bit was to put the dowling rods in at the top after I've scratched my nose, as this I will use later as a guide to put the top on, to guide it down before locking it into place, locking the top of the table onto the main base here. As you can see, I'm just putting the dowels in now, and it's still a bit loose. You can see the board's moving because it's only held on by these thin bits of wood, so you can see it moving there. So I wanted to get on with this quite quickly as it's been sat on the side for a week waiting for the new runners. I'm just putting this one over here for now while I get the gloss table, when you can see it there shiny with the plastic covering on. And I'm just going to start in a minute putting the other metal and plastic grommet things in, so I can then attach that onto the table. I'm just looking carefully once again for the right holes that I'm screwing these bolt grommet thingies in, as I don't want to put them in the doweling holes. The dowel holes were slightly bigger than these ones anyway, so you should just know if you're going to put the metal ones in that it's going to slide in. But you can visualise it all anyway, and you can just check with the instructions to what you're seeing physically in front of you. I really love this rug actually, just to slide it across, because this was the glossy one. It was a bit easier, and it was easier just to slide it and pick it up every time and put it back down. But I'm just finishing off putting these bolts in so it can be bolted securely to the top and feel sturdy when it's done. I did find this took a lot of time actually, just screwing in these bolts as well. They do take quite a lot of time. I think when you're doing flat pack furniture, you can underestimate how long everything takes. I wasn't quite sure what to do here now, so I decided to pick up one of the pieces and measure it against the top to start putting it into place, as I wanted to see how it worked and how it would look as a finished product. I'm just measuring it up there to see which piece I'm supposed to do first. The base board, so that's why it looks a bit weird that I'm hitting it down and you can see the pins sticking up. But these pins are for the outer ring, which you can see broken up by the radiator. There was like a little, I don't know how I'd describe it, like a fence, but it's the main base that it sits on. So I banged that on first, tapping it down, making sure it closed all the gaps. And here I am just screwing the extra screws on after I've locked this board onto the main base unit. There was 6 of these screws, I think. These were the longer screws. These weren't the smaller ones, they were the ones I told you about earlier, which were longer for the base. I don't know what size they were, as it never said, as it was all a pack and I didn't have to buy these myself. So they were quite good and quite sturdy. There was lots of bits and pieces, but I really like it when you've got a flat pack and the pieces start to go down so things come more clearer to you. I'm just screwing in the middle here to give it more stability, and this will hold all the panels together. Now here I started to get a bit hot, as you can see I'm going red, so I decided to take off my cardigan, as I did have the heating on as well. This was probably about 8-9 o'clock at night, so I decided to take off my jacket and cool down a bit. I'm just doing some extra tightening up here, as the screws are now in, but I'm just doing some slightly tightening up, as some are still a bit loose, and I want them to go past the wooden bit. I don't want them sticking out. So you always want them to go down as far as they'll go, but don't over tighten it, as a lot of people do over tighten them. And then the head of your screw will wear out and it will start to turn. So I'm just finishing off this end of the coffee table now. I'm just going as quick as I can, because at this point I'm starting to get tired and I really wanted to go and have a bath. Over here I'm just going to get the base, the leg bit of the base, I don't know what you'd call this, and I'm just going to construct this now. This was quite quick and easy really, it took about 10 minutes, 15 if that. It didn't take a long time at all, and I could really see the finished design coming into view now. I'm just screwing some of them bolts with the plastic bits in, them plastic metal bolt things that lock into place, and I'm just putting in some dowels as well, because once again this finished off my dowels, you can see over there, and it all locked into place. It had one of them metal things that was round. You pop it in and you use your screwdriver to lock it onto it and tighten it all up. I found this quite easy as well to do, but some of the dowel rods, as well as you can see here, needed banging down to go into the hole a bit more. Otherwise everything would be different levels and it wouldn't be very good as a finished product. I'm just finishing off with these boards now. I've just finished off the final tighten, watching I don't go over the titanium. As I said before, you don't want to overdo it because you can with furniture and it's more delicate than you sometimes realise. So I'm just putting the end board on so the coffee table will have something to stand on. This also will have the surprise attached to it. So this is also a very important piece which I will be showing you later on, which I'm quite excited about. And I'm just trying to get the end on here. It's getting a bit stuck there, so I'll give it a little wiggle and then tightened the metal rivet thing around it. I think these are a really good invention, to be honest, these little wheel things that lock onto the bolts. I mean, that you find them a lot in flat packs and they're obviously very popular amongst manufacturers. They're cheap to make and easy to sell as well with these sets. Here I'm just putting the base on and measuring it up, making sure it's the right way around. Now here what you want to do is make sure the white bit is facing out and you haven't got the wooden bits facing to the floor. You want that really facing outwards, the white, so it finishes it off all nice and you don't have bits of chipboard randomly showing in the middle of your design, in the middle of the white one or your black. I know these are also sold in black as well, but I went for a white one as I felt this was the best colour for my style and room. Now here is the surprise I was talking about. This coffee table I was really excited about when I saw it because it comes with these LED lights. Now LED lights can look quite effective. As you can see, I've just stuck them underneath the table. Now this is flashing because this is the mode that they're automatically set on. I just left this for a bit until I had finished off the table. I just put them on because it would be too much to put the lid on the top of the table and then put the lights on after, as they have to go underneath. Now, one thing I did find myself personally is I didn't originally put the lights close enough to where you saw me bolting the legs onto the base. So I'd highly recommend anyone who's going to do this with their coffee tables to do it as close as possible. I had mine sticking out and it was wasting lots of lights. I'm just going to put the drawers in now. These didn't all fit in straight away. So as I forgot I wasn't recording this, I've decided to re-record it for you guys at home. As I did turn it off to give my camera a break. As I'm still recording on my iPhone at the moment and hoping to go back to my proper camera very soon. This also comes with a range of lights. I'll show you the different range of lights in a minute and the different mode and settings. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my video. I thought it'd be a bit different to the videos I normally do on here. I did have a few troubles with the drawers. I forgot to film it and then I refilmed it after working out which drawers are which. On the front, they just pull out. They're nothing too fancy really, and the lights, I really enjoy the lights on them. that's the special feature that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Like I said, I'd get the drawers out and I'd measure them up, because strangely some of them didn't fit in. I think they all go in a certain order and they have their own pairs. So I didn't bother to read the instructions, and I just presumed you could put any drawer in any socket and any runner, but you couldn't. So what I will say is, if you're going to get one of these, I'll share the link in my description. I got it off eBay. It was £100, and I did think initially it's a bit low, but it is a coffee table. Some are higher than others, obviously. So this one is quite a good size, really. And I love the lights, and it highlights all your lights on the floor, I mean, your rug or your floor, and then you can see where the dirt is as well when you clean. So that's a useful feature. Or you can make it nice and intimate and just have the lights on, which I'll just find the remote, which you can have a range of colours, if you can see that, and you can change it to different ones, which if you just look at my picture here you can see it. I'll just show you that and get off it in a minute to show you my thing. This is orange, I believe. Not too keen on that one. Blue, which is lovely. Green. Red, which would be nice for like a Valentine's evening or something with a loved one. You can watch a film. Yellow, which kind of appears green on here. And then this is a purple one. This is a light purple. Yellow again. And then these, two more. Then there's another blue for some reason. And then there's like a red button that looks like purple on there. You can have it flashing to the different colours. Or you can have it fading, which I think is really soothing for a film personally, if you're going to sit down and watch a film or something. That's strode. This one is fade, sorry, which is more slower, which I like that one. If you want to take it a bit more smoother. This one is smooth. It seems a bit epileptic to me, a bit fast, a bit electric. This would be house music if it was a music style. So yeah, that's that, and I'm just going to put it on white. Don't know what's flashing. I like it on a nice straight one I do, like white, or changing colours like this, which is nice. But I do personally find the blue quite nice for my room. So you might want it on multicoloured, but I think I might just have it on fade for a little bit. With that video, and it was something a bit different to normal. I don't know what my next video will be. I think I'm going to do a baking one or a fitness one, as it's something a bit different once again. And I know a lot of people are staying in at the moment, so keep an eye out for that. I would like to do maybe like a Joe Wicks one, and you guys can join in with me at home as well and do a video on that, because I do watch another YouTuber who does a lot of fitness videos for people I've not really heard of. But Joe Wicks is quite big here in the UK, and if you read his book as well, I believe he's got a book now, so that's quite interesting, his background, because he didn't have an easy childhood, which that sort of thing interests me, like the psychology of it, and how he's come from that and being a great big success on YouTube now. That's all for this week, so please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and please comment below. I always try and get back to people, but I did notice the other day that when I had left a comment for people in their reply, it hadn't showed up. So I think for now I'm just going to do it on YouTube and not use these fancy TubeBuddy apps that I use. So I'm just going to do it direct on YouTube, and then I know people aren't waiting for a reply, because it's always nice to get back to my followers as well. I always try and keep on top of my social media with Instagram and my YouTube, and my main ones at the moment. So that's all for now then, and take care this week, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!